Hi, my name is Gats, Artifair Librarian, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about some of my reading goals, plans for 2025, and also a list with my priority series because this year I decided to, instead of doing a yearly TBR the way that I did before, so either like a 25 books started in 2025 or I've done 12 too in the past, where it's just like one a month, and then have every one of them being a different genre. I am not going to do that this year because I have plans for a year-long vlog series, so I'm not going to spoil it what it is. You're going to have to wait for the first one, which hopefully will come out at the end of February because I've six planned, so like I would do like every other month, so that would be like end of February, end of April, end of June, end of August, end of October, and then end of December is how I'm planning it right now. But it's not a very strict schedule. We'll see how the things happen. But like I have that, which is already going to be, enough reading, very strictly planned out, um, without like having to add another like 25 books on top of that. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to give myself some plans anyway because I can't not do that. And I have 10 priority series, 5 of which I already started and I just wanted to finish, and then 5 of which I want to start and just read in their entirety, hopefully. Um, so yeah, so let's get into it. I'll start with those 10 series and then I will go to some other goals later on. So, the series that I have already started, there is 5 of them. And the first one is the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. The first book being the Thursday Murder Club. It's a murder mystery series about some old people solving murders. I really enjoyed the first two, and so I want to continue on. There is 2 more that I need to read, and then, well, technically I want to finish a series. I'll be caught up with a series, but Richard Osman has announced that he's going to be taking a bit of a break, and then I've heard from reviews that the 4th book is a pretty nice conclusion. Um, so I'm going to say like I've finished it for now. Like if there's more books in that series, I may also read them, but then I have finished it for now. The second series is the Heroes of Olympus series. This is a reread for me. I wanted to do a reread of everything in the like Percy Jackson world that I had already read in 2021, I think. But then I fell off, and I the last book I've read now is The Lost Hero, which is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus, so I need to read Descent of Neptune next. And just I want to read the rest of the series because I want to be able to read Trials of Apollo, um, or like some other series in that world. And I just need to do it because I keep putting it off for no reason. But it's a reread. Like I know what happens. I've already read them, so maybe that's why I'm putting them off. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to get on with the series and want to be able to finish it. Then the third series I have is the Dandelion Dynasty. I read the first book, The Grace of Kings, in January, and I loved it. But then I just wasn't really in the mood or just didn't have the brain power to read a series because it is pretty dense. Um, and so I decided to, like to wait until I was in the right headspace. And then on a Discord that I'm part of, um, people decided to just buddy read this series in 2025. So I'm probably going to join them. I mean, that's why I've been waiting. I'm going to be joining them and read this with them in 2025. So it should be pretty nice. Like, I'm going to reread this one and it's going to be fantastic. And then I'll just continue the series. And I'm really excited about that. Then number 4 on the series to finish is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I've really been enjoying reading Sarah J. Maas. In the past year, she was an author that I always thought I wouldn't like. Turns out it was wrong. So I have read quite a few books by her, but I would like to be able to finish a series by her. And so I would like to do that with Throne of Glass first. I am currently, as of filming this, reading the 3rd book, Heir of Fire. And there's like, I think there's 7 plus a short story collection. I've already read the short story collection. So that means that after this, there could be 4 more. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But yeah, I am liking this. I do think that I like ACOTAR more than the series, but yeah, I'm still enjoying it and I want to finish it. And then the final series that I have started and want to finish is the Slaves series by Miriam Borgermans. This is a YA dystopian, like sci-fi series set in a far future where slavery is a thing again, due to some economic crises. And so it is the books are single POV, but the series is dual POV. So this first book that I read in November, or reread because I'd already read it before, years and years ago, is from Raven's perspective, and then the even numbers are from Dante's perspective. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure the series is finished, actually. Like, I know there's 8 books out, and that the 8th book came out earlier this year, and for some reason I assumed that that was the last one, but now I realize that I don't know that there might as well come more after that. I don't know. But it's 8 books, and like, I mean, this one read very quickly. Like, I read this in 2 sittings. To give you some context for that, it is 487 pages. I read it in 2 sittings. Like, it reads very, very quickly, but they get longer and longer as the series go on, as that usually happens. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. So those are the 5 books or 5 series that I wanted to finish. Then I have 5 series that I would like to start and read in their entirety. And the first one that I have is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. This is the first book in the Burning Kingdoms series. I own the first 2 books, but I was planning to read the first book before the second book came out so that I could decide based on the first book if I wanted to buy the second book, but then I ended up buying the second book when it came out and didn't read it. And now the third book is out, and I still haven't read it, so I want to read the first book, then read the second book, and then I can see if I want to read the third, like if I want to purchase and read the third book and hopefully read the series this year. So we have the Jasmine Throne, then the Oleander Sword, and then the Lotus Empire. It's a South Asian inspired fantasy, and I've heard some pretty good things about this, so yeah, I'm excited. Then I have the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers. The first book is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. This is a cozy sci-fi series. I've heard that it is good for like fans of the TV show Firefly, which is a TV show that I really like. So I think I'm gonna like this. I don't really know what the plot of this is, but I know it's like people traveling in a spaceship. And, coziness and character drivenness, I assume. Um, so yeah, I'm quite excited for this. Then I have the Atlas series by Olivia Blake. The first book is the Atlas Six. Um, I have been wanting to read this for a while. Like, I don't think this will be a new favorite or anything, but I think it will be fun. Um, I've heard good things about the first one, but I've heard that the series goes downhill after that. But like, it feels like that is the case with most series nowadays. Like, I don't know. More often than not, I hear that series go downhill rather than have to get better with every book. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. But um, yeah, I wanted to give this a try. Um, I think I got it from the library at some point once, but then returned it unread because I just wasn't in the mood. And yeah, I haven't tried it since. So I really want to try it in 2025. Then I have a Dutch like thriller series. I'm not really sure what the series is called, but the first book is it's Isis. So like the secret of Isis, like the Egyptian goddess Isis. So this is the first book in a trilogy of thrillers that are like very like Dan Brown esque, which I say as someone who has never read a Dan Brown book in my life, but I have seen the movie for Da Vinci Code and the TV show for the Lost Symbol. And I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I can't remember his name, whoever played Langdon in the TV show over Tom Hanks. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but that's my opinion. But yeah, anyway, I think that they'll just be a lot of fun to read. Like, look at No Brain, just be along for the ride type of thing. And I want to try it. And if I don't like it, then I don't like it. I mean, that's why we try things. So I would like to read that. There is 3 um, books. And then the 5th and final series that I would read in its entirety is the Winnowing Flames series by Jen Williams. The first book is The Ninth Reign. It's I heard it's like a fantasy sci-fi blend a little bit, with these aliens and then some vampire type creatures, which is the thing that makes me nervous because I don't love vampires. I'm not a vampire person. Um, but I've heard it's like, not really vampire, so maybe I will like it. I don't know. We'll give it a try. Um, so yeah, we'll see. I've heard good things. Um, so yeah, those are the 10 books that I would like to, or the 10 series that I would like to prioritize. I have one honorable mention, and that is for Vindolanda by Adrian Goldsworthy. But I don't know if that series is finished or not. It's the Genturion series. The first book is Vindolanda, and it is I'm not sure what the plot is, but Vindolanda is a military camp that is near Hadrian's Wall. So I assume that it's gonna be they're like Roman historical fiction thing. And I've been wanting to read it for a while. My former Latin teacher from high school recommended the first book to me because I saw him at some point, and I don't think the second book was out yet when he told me to read it, or when he recommended it to me. And now there's 3 books out, and I don't know if that's the end of the series or if there's going to be more. Like, I have no clue. So that's why I didn't put this as one of the actual 10. I just put it as an honorable mention. Um, so yeah, that is a 10+1 series. Some other goals. I already mentioned the vlog series project. I also would like to maybe do a few vlogs throughout the year, like not too often. I'm not going to do them regularly, but I like the idea of doing it every once in a while where I just let like, if you watch my TBR game, look at the end of a spreadsheet with my library TBR, and then in the TBR game I let a random number generator decide what I read from that. I would like to sort of make that a vlog where I let a random number generator pick like 3, maybe 4 books from that list, and then I read it, and that's the vlog. I think that could be fun. That idea also sort of ties into a goal that I have of, reading that list down. I think that there is like 460 lines filled on that, like not books on it, because like if it's a series, like one series gets 1 line, so that's multiple books for that line. But like 460 spaces filled, and I would like to get that preferably under 400 by the end of 2025. We'll see if that's realistic. I don't know. But I'm gonna try that. Like, it'll just, whether that is possible will depend on, one, how many I'll just keep adding, because I keep adding things constantly, and how many standalones versus series I'll read in 2025, because I'm definitely a person who likes a series, and so standalones often sort of fall to the wayside in that. But like if I read a standalone, then that's like 1 space cleared entirely. But it's just like, it's not necessarily like the amount of books, but just the lists get pretty overwhelming, and it's hard to, like if I make a TBR, I want to be able to like scroll through that list and have a decent overview of some options for my TBR. But now there's just so many that it, like I can't really keep track anymore, and it becomes a little bit overwhelming. So I would like to get that list a little bit shorter. So yeah, those are the most important goals. Series, I always have a series goal. I am going to do a separate video once 2024 is over, because I would like to know what my like my numbers and the series I'm in the middle of and whatever are on like midnight January 1st, to make like look at the numbers of that and see what I want to continue or not. I just, the series that I picked here are a series that I know for sure I won't be finishing before the end of the year, but there are a couple that I still would like to finish, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So I will that'll be a separate video that I can't film yet, because we're not even halfway December yet, and so I have still quite a bit of reading ahead of me, and also quite a bit of series reading ahead of me. So I want to know what like the final numbers at the end of the year are for that. So yeah, that is mostly it. I think I do want to read more Discworld. I know that I had a goal of reading a Discworld book a month in 2024, but I fell off pretty early. I think I read like 3 in the year, or maybe 4. So I don't know if I'll keep it like strict like 1 a month, but I would like to read like more Discworld again in 2025. I think that's the most important thing, and I'll keep reading comics and stuff. I'm not mad at the amount of comics that I read this year. There could be more always, but I'm not mad at the amount. So like, just keep going the way I'm going. I guess. So, yeah, that is going to be the video. I hope you enjoyed. If are some series that you want to prioritize in the new year, you can let me know that. Um, we can keep each other accountable. Um, so yeah, and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye.